this is Janine with another video, and today I wanted to talk about contrast and colour within your tarot cards and how that can really make a difference to your readings. So when we think of cards like the Sun, we think of positive energy and we think of bright colours and we think of a really bright contrast. So when you see this card, you're immediately drawn to it as a positive card because it is very light, it's very bright, and it uses a lot of very energizing colours. However, when we pick up cards such as the Ten of Swords, we immediately see a very dark card. So it's a lot of black, it's a lot of contrasting colours and not so much brightness in this card. And similarly with other cards like the Devil as well. So we see a lot of dark colour in here, and this can often be portrayed in a negative way, and sometimes purely based on the colour scheme and the contrast we can pick up on cards being negative. Now I've got a fantastic deck called the Maroon deck, which is a Polish deck, and it is fantastic for working with colour and contrast. So I want to move away from looking at cards purely based on what they're traditionally seen as. So you think of the Sun, you think of a positive card. You think of the Ten of Swords, you immediately think of a negative card. So I want to get a little bit deeper into that. So I'm going to show you a Celtic cross spread that I've done with my Maroon deck, and I'm going to show you how you can start to look at things slightly differently if you don't already do it. Okay, so this is a really good deck for playing about with the contrast and the shadows and the colouring within the cards, and you can get a feel with what's going on from a big picture level without necessarily digging into great detail within the cards from a first glance. So where are the light colours within these cards? So I can see a lot of brightness up here. I can see a few dark cards down here. Okay, but I can also look at where the symbols are highlighted within different cards based on the light that's shining in. So here you can see the Two of Swords. Okay, we can see two people sat next to both of the swords, but one is illuminated. So that would indicate to me that one of the decisions is the choice one, the one that we're going to go for, and this is indicated with that person being illuminated there. Right, so it's throwing light on that side of the sword. So for me, that's drawing my attention to that in the card, whereas the rest of the card is in contrast and in darkness. For the Eight of Cups down here, you can see that it is quite a dark card within this deck, but the emphasis is being put on the horizon there. So we've got the brightening of the horizon with the sun coming up, and you can see the boat going towards the horizon. So this is highlighting that person's emotional journey. We've got the traditional Five of Swords down here, which is usually seen as a negative card, but we have got some brightness in this card. So we've got the brightness illuminating the figure here, who is looking into a big hole in the ground. So it's like a bit of a pit of despair in this card. And the swords are up here, not much brightening on the horizon, but that person's situation there is being illuminated, so the emphasis is on the person and not the situation. The Hermit here carrying a lamp. Okay, so we've got the illumination of the lamp, but we've also got the illumination of the ground and the fog around the person. So it would indicate there that he's moving through a place, you know, that is almost ethereal. Ten of Swords here. You can see the light in the building indicating that entrance to that Ten of Swords. It's a windmill that's the symbol in this card. In dreams, often houses and buildings will come up to represent a person, and the different rooms within the house will represent different aspects of that person's personality. So you can see here that the building's falling apart, this windmill is falling apart. So with the Ten of Swords, you know, you come into your kind of last little bit of energy with regards to the situation that you're approaching. But look at the light there. So it's illuminating that doorway. So it's almost as if by going through that doorway, you're entering another stage. And remember that that Ten of Swords spirals back round to the Ace of Swords again, goes back to the beginning. So you can weave that into your reading. These cards, to me, up here, look a lot more positive. So we've got a lot of brightness here. So the Nine of Wands, the path and the mountains in front of the person on the elephant who is on that journey are being illuminated. So it's very spiritual there, with the mountains being illuminated. In the Knight of Cups at the top, the cup in the doorway is illuminated, and that is the treasured item that the knight is going after. So it's illuminating that quest, that holy grail, if you like, that quest and search for emotional fulfillment. And the card that strikes me most with this is the Four of Wands. So the building is being illuminated, but unlike the Ten of Swords here, this building is intact. It looks very welcoming, and we can see our Four of Wands character walking up towards the house. So that would indicate that, you know, that is a very positive symbol within the card, because the way the light is falling on it. And we have the Ace of Wands here, so another building, but this more looks like the building from the Hierophant. But that is all illuminated, and the hand which is extending the wand from the sky is also illuminated. So there you can start to look, without going into the individual card meanings, just where the light falls, which symbols that the light and the contrast picks out of the cards, and what those symbols mean to the querent, what the symbols mean to the overall card meanings, and the spread. And you can also look at the colours as well. So I can see the blue colour in here indicating cups, indicating water. I can see oranges and reds here indicating wands. I can see a lot of yellow colouring, which indicates the swords. So if you look out for the colouring, that can also draw your attention to where the elements lie within your reading, especially these bigger spreads like the Celtic cross. So sword energy here towards the centre of what's going on with the querent. And then we've got some blue emotional situation going off into the distant future. We've got some wand energy here with the reds and the oranges. I haven't got any pentacles. I haven't got any earth in this spread. So that's interesting again, and you can point that out to the querent as well, the lack of pentacles of earth in your reading and what that would indicate. And also have a look at where the contrast is. So have you got a lot of dark colours going off towards the future? Have you got a lot of bright colours in your immediate situation? Or perhaps the difference is that the dark colouring is towards the past and the bright colours are going off towards the future. It's a really good way of bringing colour and contrast into your readings, and see what that does to your cards and what that does to your symbols. Okay, so this was another quick video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will be creating more videos in how to use different things that you may not have thought of in your readings, and how it can open your eyes to new things as a tarot reader. Okay, take care, and if you have any questions, feel free to post up, and I will see you all very soon.